Well, howdy, folks. It is a Friday, and it is a bit later than normal because we starting a bit later today for our Turffontein racing. It's strange to be racing on a Friday locally in Johannesburg, but both Lyall and I will be doing various duties at the course a bit later, so it'll be an absolute pleasure to work with you, Lyall. We've been laying low over the past few days, so not many have seen us for one or other reason, but we're fit enough, I think, from my side, certainly battling a bit of sinusitis to be at the track later on together today.
Yeah, you sound better, Nico. And yeah, this mine are just female sicknesses in the family, but hopefully it's a good day today, and we'll be out there, and we need to find winners for the punters building up to the Summer Cup.
Yes, it's just a week to go to the Summer Cup. I do remember, of course, not to forget that we've got the Clock in the Gallop direct line, which we're waiting to do next weekend. You're part of that team, and you've joined us for the last couple. What's your experience been like chatting to the guys on the team and coming up with all our selections?
It's actually amazing how talented the guys are, Nico. I mean, you, as far as form goes, is phenomenal. And then, of course, the Ghost Rider and Nino, wow, do they come up with, often you and I go through the race and they say, no, they like number 6, who's at 50-1.
Yeah.
And when they tell us their reasons for it, so they're really, really good at finding some roughies as well. It's a good team.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to bring that to you. I'll remind you of that at the end of today's show as opposed to the beginning. Normally we remind you about that at the beginning, but I'll keep that for the end of our show. We've got 10 races today at Turffontein. I'll be commentating. You'll be presenting. You've studied the card. I focused on yesterday's card and had a very good day. I'm just hoping that you've had the same sort of day today. I just didn't have enough time to put into it. Hence why I've got you on board, because I know that whatever you saw, I would probably have seen.
Yeah, we're quite similar, Nico. The one thing we have to state right now is that we don't know what the going is.
Yes.
You're just saying it updated last night, so that is going to be important. It says 20 and good. I'll be a bit surprised with that case when we get there.
Yeah, okay. So that was updated at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, but we haven't had an update since then. But if it does come through in the next wee while we're doing the show, I'll update the punters on that. Right, let's go straight into it. 10 races today. I'll bring you the changes as the races go on. Here's the betting on the first race of the 10 races today. And in race 1, there are 2 scratchings. Number 1, Mia Fiore, and 16, Virgin River. 17, Little Lady gets a run, as you'll see down at the bottom there. And Henny Grayling is the jockey on that in the first race. By the way, all the times have changed, obviously, because this meeting was last Saturday. It was rained out. So the first race today at 10-3 this afternoon. Money for Mighty Goddess to break her maiden. Is it going to happen?
Well, Nico, when I first looked at this race, I thought it was quite easy. But the more I went into the race, it probably isn't that easy to start off, because we've got Mighty Goddess, of course, who brings some very nice form into the race. But if you look at horses like 3 and 4, number 3 was only a quarter of a length, that splendid season, was only a quarter of a length behind number 2, Mighty Goddess, when they met behind Asia Pambile. And number 3 and 4 bring in similar form.
Correct.
So between the 3 of them, tricky. And then, of course, number 6, Call to Glory.
Yes.
Wow. Look at, I mean, the breeding of this, I nearly fell off the bed when I saw this one. And then just to give the punters some comments, number 11, Mike de Kock Regsa. Mike de Kock saying not yet. More ground needed. Number 12 will need the run. Number 14 will need the run. Number 9 will need the run. Number 7 will need the run. So for me, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to watch number 6. And I need to mention number 10 for a place. Certainly would have a place chance. But because of the draw, just because of the draw, Nico, I think I'll go 2, 3, 4, 6. I want to watch number 6.
Now, the 6 is interesting. I'll give you a little bit of facts about it, okay? Because she's a daughter of Kingman. Now, when Kingman covered Smart Call, the brilliant Smart Call, that was a Group 1 winner here in South Africa, the stud fee was £55,000. Okay.
Wow.
Now, you can multiply that at the time by about 20, which is over R1 million. Guess what the stud fee is now?
Please tell me. I'd have no idea.
It's £150,000.
£150,000.
£150,000 buys
you. Nico, you and I could take 2 of those.
Buys you a stud fee to Kingman. So what we're trying to get at is it's not a cheap exercise to put your mare, your very talented mare, to Kingman.
Yeah.
And when it was done, it was £55,000. Well, that is appreciated. So in the context of everything, it's been a good move. So all eyes will be on the daughter of Kingman, Call to
Yeah.
Glory, who, by the way, was originally called Royal Summons, but the name was changed to Call to Glory.
Okay.
So just to go back a little bit about that, I agree with you. So for me, taking a 12 to 10 price about Mighty Goddess when it brings in the same form as Splendid Season at 11 to 2 and Princess Ilaria at 8 to 1 is a little bit on the foolish side. Although she's well drawn,
Correct.
the 8 to 1
Yes.
Princess Ilaria may prove to be the money that's spot on over here, or the better bet. But just going back to Mike de Kock's comments on number 11, Ragsa,
Yes.
I noticed with interest the comments on those, that she's not ready and she'll appreciate further. But I'm watching her very closely in this first race. I'm looking to her to run on very nicely in the finish. I'll be watching closely for her, the 11 here. But you're right.
He did say she's just been a little bit disappointing at home.
Yeah. Yeah. She may not be reserving it. Well, she may be reserving it for the actual races there. Okay.
You never know.
Let's go to the second now, which does kick off the BIPOC today. So race 2 is a maiden at 25 past 3. It's over 1160 meters. Just to quickly tell you in race 2 that scratch the numbers 2, Phantom of the Forest, and 14 Time Together. 17 and 18 get runs. Vava Vegas is Brian Nyao, and 18 Pascals and Jaro is now Matthew Thacker. And Blinker's got on number 6, Insightful, for the Binder stable. Right, tell us your thoughts here. Munchkin, 5 to 10, appears all the rage and has been all the rage in the couple of times that he was meant to be at the course, but he didn't arrive. And then the one time he did arrive when he was beaten by the 100 to 1 outsider, Kian the Conqueror.
Nico, you know, we don't like tipping 5 to 10s, but I really do think Munchkin will get it right today. Lucky Samanga, we've heard about this horse before he even arrived. He traveled oh so well last time. The 100 to 1 did win in a time of 68.99 in yielding conditions. This is the best bet on the card for me, Nick. I know it's 5 to 10. After that, I thought some really good value with number 1, Full Go. Diogo de Gouveia takes the ride. I thought, you know, just 2 1/4 lengths behind the 11 horse. And then a horse like number 4, Stroke of Mercy. For me, probably the biggest danger to the favourite. Also drawn nicely. Blinkers on, but the form line's not strong. So to cut a long story short here, Nick, I see there's money for number 15, Roy Magna Raymond Danielson, drawn 7, where Sylvan Theatre has come out of that form line, and Sylvan Theatre was behind Munchkin. But I'm quite strong on Munchkin, Nick. I think after that we're going, you know, 1, 15, and 4. Just leaning into number 4. I think a place on number 4, even though the form lines aren't strong, with that draw, could be a good value bet, place-wise.
I'm looking at the 15 for the place chance. So my bet is going to be wins on 11, even though it's 5 to 10, and places on 15. I may even think of taking the exact. I do like the 4 as well, but I've put the 15 into second. We've got tonight, which originally was called Cuddle Up.
Oh.
Yeah. Now,
why are they all changing the names?
Well, this one is because Mr. Finlayson, who owns it, or part owner of it, loves to call his horses after good, songs names. He's a music fundy, and he named this one after We've Got Tonight, the song. But anything on the first time? Is there nothing really?
No, we'll need the experience. We'll need the run. I'm just looking at all the comments here. We'll need the run. No confidence whatsoever. Just making sure I haven't missed one. The 2 we didn't. The 2. Let's just mention, Nico. Number 17, Vava Vegas. Number 18, Pascals and Jaro. Let's just watch the betting on these. I mean, they come in as reserves, and we know how dangerous these can be for places and quartets. But they're drawn horribly. What's the prices? Number 17, I mean, not for me today, but I would put them into the quartets in the back there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Munchkin. Munchkin, by the looks of things, have to fall over to get beaten.
Certainly.
Sounds of things, yeah. Okay, so that looks to be the bet of the day. If you're willing to take the 5 to 10, we're not in that business of taking 5 to 10, but it does look like the right one. Third race starts off the PA. Thanks very much for the help, Lyall gave from the PA. By the way, we've done a take a bet, which you'll see later on our channel for the PA today. The third race runs at 4 o'clock. It's a merit rated 84 handicap. It's over 1,100 meters. And in race 3, number 5, Here Comes the Rain, has a tongue tie fitted. The money here for Twice the Storm, Sean Terry and Kelvin Habib teaming up. Good form. The ex-Paul Peter runner. Backed in from 5 to 2 into 18 to 10. That seems to be where all the action is in the betting.
Yeah, obviously a big running here. I thought it was a difficult race here. Sean Terry did say big chance. The draw's there, a lot of things in his favour. So he's the horse to beat. But I thought a few of them could go with him. Number 10, Call Me Master. I quite like this one at 17-2. Muzieni, drawn 13. I thought a big runner here, 56.5 kilograms. The form's there for you. And that third behind Gaelic Tribe last time has produced 4 winners, including Golden. Oh, I wish I could read my writing. Has won twice. Can't quite read the rest of my writing there, but very consistent individual. So I thought that's some nice value. Number 9, Lord Varys, Paul Matchett, Caden Brewer, not loving the draw here and was beaten by Minnie Cooper on that last run. But I thought this could be a bit of a lurker here, certainly, as could be number 8, Minnie Coop, who ran a much better second last time. Diego aboard from a very nice draw. So I thought quite open, Nico. I'll go 10-11 in that order. And we've gone quite wide in the PA.
Yeah, just one other I just wanted to quickly mention, and the fact that Samanga Kamal has hopped aboard Samuel Salt for Clint Binder. He doesn't often ride for Clint Binder. And I think this horse gets 1,000, doesn't get 1,200, but might get 1,100. And this race is over 1,100. So I'll be watching that closely from a goodish draw with Kamalo on board Samuel Salt. I see it's in there at 10-1. There's been a bit of a sneaky betting move from 14s into 10s there. Okay, pick 6 times starts race 4. That's off at 16:35 as we head into the twilight hours. Merit rated 72, handicap up the straight again, 1,160 meters. Let's just quickly tell you what the scratchings are and all the changes here. In race 4, scratch to the reserve, 17 After Hours and 18 Big City Girl, which ran first and third, I think, respectively, in the last race yesterday at the VAR. And those are the changes. They're just the scratchings of 17 and 18. Looking at the betting now, they're betting 4-1 the field. Power Ranger's been a bit disappointing. I know lots of tipsters have gone for him in the past and burnt their fingers. But what about today for Power Ranger?
Yeah, for me, this could be his day, Nico. But again, a very difficult race. We've got some bankers later, but this race is not easy. But his merit rating's in a good spot. He's beaten number 3, Integrate, not once, but twice. Runs well for Muzi. Look at Muzi's record. Drawn 9. I don't mind too many things here about Power Ranger. Of course, I know he's quite well beaten by an After Hours, but as you said, After Hours won yesterday again. Yeah. So I think Power Ranger is the right horse here. After that, I've got a real roughie. You didn't lean in and see the price here. What a Tiger, 33-1, Nico. That's my second choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that last run, this horse would have a chance here because it's 4.5 kilograms better off with Esquivel. And Esquivel is trading at 6-1, and this horse is 33-1. So I didn't mention that one. And then 1, 2, and 3. Esquivel, Smith & Weston, and Integrate. I thought those were the chief horses here, but I am going with number 13 as my first selection, Power Ranger.
Yeah, he may well get it right. I don't know whether they've worked out what his trip is. I still think that there's question marks over what his optimum distance is, but he's got to be factored in again. He's at 4-1, and as you say, it's 5-1 Integrate, and you've got that roughie that you pointed out there. It comes in well at the weights, number 10, What a Tiger, in the 4th. Right, let's move to race 5 at 5:10, a middle stakes. It's over 2,000 meters. Hopefully it gets a little bit easier. You can have the card scratching over number 10, The Brief is out. Also in race 5, number 12, Flying First Class, races with a compression mask on. Let's just quickly run through the betting here and to go to you, Lyall. It's basically 4-1 the field. Flashy Apache and Flying First Class are joint favorites, but there's a bit of support here for Captain Chorus, number 6.
Yeah, number 6 has to have a good chance. I thought a very open race. I won't be singling any horse out here. I thought Flashy Apache was a runner here. Nice win last time out. Ryan Munger, Tyrone Zaki, the two of these really teaming up well of late. Good last run, even though going up 6 here, has to carry 58. Number 12, Flying First Class. Calvin Abib for David Neva has a nicely weighted here, 53.5 kilograms. If I had to probably go with one, even though it's a bit on the sharp side here, that would probably be my horse in yielding conditions. Captain Chorus, very good run last time, was beaten by Whispers of War and the same weight. So obviously number 5 has to be a runner. And then number 4, Diesel and Dust, much better third behind the talented East Coast last time, at 54 kilograms. I could go on, but I won't, Nico. I think it's tough. 3-12, 6-4, 5. Sure, not easy.
Yeah, this is tough. You mentioned Diesel and Dust. I have a soft spot for him because, of course, his racing in Zimbabwe, where he won the equivalent of the Daily News 2000 up there, and he won that quite comfortably. I think he's a decent horse. For me, let's say East Coast was sitting in this race.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he gave East Coast half a kilo and he was beaten 3 lengths.
Level weights. They were level weights.
Yeah, 50. He gave him half a kilo, 55.
Oh, sorry, of course he did. Yeah.
So basically, he finished, let's call it 2.5 lengths behind him. But if East Coast was running here, what would the result be? You know, it would be quite.
That would be our best bet on the card.
I think so. It would be. So, so bear in mind the 8-1 about Diesel and Dust, as Lyall mentions, there's quite a few in with chances. The one also I am expecting to improve from its last run that I don't think put it in last time completely is Great Affair, the 11. I know it's sitting there at 20-1, but I think he's got excuses. I think he's a lot better than his last run suggested. So I'd also include that in wider terms. But basically what Lyall is saying is that it's a very, very tough race and you're advised to play pretty wide there. On we move to the 6th now at 5:45 this evening, a fillies and mares 72 divided handicap over the mile. Scratcher number 3, Asia Pambile, and number 6, Angel's Wish, races with earmuffs and no tongue tie, and they put a tongue tie on number 8, Skyfall, in the 6th race of the day. Right, let's go to the betting. Well, there's another very short-priced favourite, Renee, who has certainly swooped all before her since she's arrived in the town. She came up from Cape Town having run 2 moderate efforts in maidens, but that was against particularly strong horses, and she's absolutely flourished on the high five, hasn't she?
Yeah, sure. That was such an impressive win last time. Reynolds Simons takes the ride for Brett Crawford, number 1, horse to beat, another banker on the card. The 2 to follow her home, well, obviously number 2, Mama Quera. She ran a very good third behind Gilded Butterfly 3 runs back, and she does have 58.5 kilograms. She's been running against the likes of Captain Pig. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course, a bit of respect for Gilded Grey as well. With Samanga aboard, 55.5 kilograms, running well, drawn to 1,600 meters ideal. But I think they're all going to have to run. This Rani looks very, very talented, Nico. Another banker for me.
Okay, banker there for Lyall, the 5-10 Renee, number 1 to make it 3 wins in a row. Gilda Grey runs well for Kamala, 2 rides, 2 wins on Gilda Grey, and that is the clear second choice. And Macquarie Blossom is third favourite, 8.5-1. But Lyall putting all his eggs there in the Renee basket. Then we move on to the feature race, race 7, the Grade 3 tab for racing Fillies Mile, 200,000 rand at stake. The race goes off at 6:20 this evening, and it is over the 1,600-meter trip. Just quickly updating the changes because they do come through thick and fast. There's no scratchings in the 7th. Number 1, River Carares has a tongue tie. Number 3, Rock the Fox has a tongue tie. And blinkers go on number 6, which is Kill Shot. So here's the betting. Bless My Stars is the second favorite because the money has come for number 9, Bonete, who's the daughter of Karari, who is so exhilarating on debut. She really was exciting to watch. She spread away from them on the Vaal Classic track to win comfortably, and she's the granddaughter of the mighty Ella de Vittoria. So she's 2-1 with Bless My Stars easing 33-10 and a bit of support for Rock the Fox to 5-1.
Yeah, this for me the most exciting race in the card, Nico. What a race! This Bonete, Mike is openly really impressed with her, and he says she's a very, very good horse. That's the daughter of Kawari. What a win. Oozes talent. The only question marks here, she's taking on some real little decent individuals, so I don't think it's one-way traffic for her. But if she's going to go on and become a Grade 1 winner and a little superstar like Mommy and Granny and everyone, then she'll probably need to win a race like this. But she'll have to beat number 2, Bless My Stars, I thought, Nico. That third behind Canadian Summer, Group 1, outstanding performance. Very good run last time. Sean Terry did say third run after rest, drawn 8, big runner from his mouth. Number 5, none other. Not the worst races the last few either. She had excuses against Captain Canadian Summer, and then she ran third to Captain Pig, close up behind Miss Daisy, 3 1/4 lengths. I think she's going to improve more. And then obviously number 3, Rock the Fox. Sean Terry saying 2 good runs, 1,600 meters should be ideal. And of course, I don't need to chat about the Canadian Summer form line. It's there. And then just one more, Nico, the 10, Berengaria. Very good value here at number 10, at 25-2 for a place. But to cut a long story short, Nico, my heart's going with number 9, but my brain's going 2, 5, and then 9.
Okay, so 2, 5, 9. Are you shortlisting a few more there in addition to Bonete, who's taking a big jump straight from a maiden into a Grade 3? Bless My Stars and Rock the Fox, and none other. Well, none other was the one that you mentioned. It could be the value there at 10-1. Okay, so that's the running of the feature race tonight. As we move on to the 8th race, race 8 is off at 5-7 tonight, 18.55. A fillies and mares 90 divided handicap, and it's over the 1,600-meter trip in race 8. Scratches number 6, Simple, comes out. And then number 8, Splash of Green. The pacifiers replace the blinkers, so no blinkers but pacifiers, and a tongue tie as well on number 8, Splash of Green. 12-10 about Crimson Princess for the Finch family and the Fortunes. She's kept her form really consistent since moving up onto the Highveld too.
Yeah, another little good, decent race, this one. And yeah, it's another banker on the card for me, Nico. Crimson Princess, I think take a few with her as a banker and then cover yourself. Ryan Munger, Ashley Fortune, she does have 61.5 kilograms, but I think she deserves it. That second by an Emirate Gina was a good one. Of course, Gilded Butterfly came out and won again. She's got some really nice form. She's got the draw. She's got the course experience. Big runner and possible banker. If you're looking to beat her, obviously number 5, Magical Flight, Calvin Abib, Sean Terry did say good run, expecting a good run here, not her run last time. But I thought I'd find a bit of value in number 7 and 8 as far as the places are concerned, or to maybe upstage the more fancied number 1, Crimson Princess. For instance, Splash of Green, running that 4th behind Gilded Butterfly, was a very nice run there and carrying no weight here, 49.5 kilograms. So 1, 5, 8, and 7 in that order, Nico, and a potential banker number 1.
Potential banker Crimson Princess to beat a Magical Flight, Splash of Green, and Sharon Gorma. I know Sharon Gorma has been ultra disappointing for Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene. I speak to Mike Woodstock about this filly all the time. They thought she was an Oaks filly, and she just proved to be a massive disappointment to them. So maybe she pitches up today, but she is a horse that I'll be keeping an eye on as well, Sharon Gorma.
Yes.
In the 8th. Okay, the 9th race is the penultimate at 7:30 tonight. It is a merit rated 104 handicap. It's over 1,400 meters. Here you can scratch numbers 5, Unzen, and number 10, Shareholder, who won a good race yesterday at good odds. So 5 and 10 rather are the scratchings in race number 9. Now the betting shows Gallic Tribe, who was such a fluent winner in his first run on the Highveld, beating Duke of Sussex. He's at 14-10. They've taken the 2-1 about him, in fact, the 5-2 about him, and shortened him all the way into 14-10. So there's some good inspired support for that one, ahead of the 11-2 Forever Mine, 6-1 Paisley Park. You must have been impressed with Gallic Tribe's win.
Yeah, very good win. They're very consistent, and those last 3 wins, those last 3 races have produced 13 winners. So yeah, all going well. They're Randall Simons for Brett Crawford. The stable's going well, and a very consistent individual. But I am going to take it on, Nico. I'm not going to betray my number 1 Forever Mine.
Yes.
This horse has been extremely good to me. Now, he went too far last time. The 16 from that draw, blah, blah, blah. That's not his run. He's drawn to, Muzi's aboard. Every time he walks into the parade ring, I nearly fall over. This is the most unbelievable looking racehorse. So I'm going to stick with Forever Mine. I think he'll be right there. And then, yeah, huge respect for Paisley Park. We know how good Paisley Park is. And what did Sean Terry say? He's working well. He might just need the run. So let's just leave him out for today because we know he's talented. Number 8, Gaelic Tribe, obvious big runner. And then I thought the value here is going to be Savannah Storm, who's 1.5 kilograms better off with Forever Mine. So, I mean, if I had to choose 2, I'd go Forever Mine and Gaelic Tribe. And then the value number 9, Savannah Storm.
Forever Mine, decent price there, 11-2, comes from an inside draw. Hasn't had the best of draws recently. The race that absolutely stunned me was the penultimate win over in Lamu. I'd actually taken a big price about in Lamu because I thought that Forever Mine was just drawn too deep that day. But he came to beat me because class prevailed, and he beat in Lamu despite giving it 3.5 kilos and jumping from 14. This is his game, going to the front from a decent draw and maybe just staying there. So 11-2 Forever Mine could be the value.
The story that day, Nico, I had it as about my 4th selection. And I was in the parade ring upstairs at Turffontein, and he walked into the parade ring, and I literally just walked down to the punters and I said, nope, changing my selections, he will win. And then and I remember doing the interviews with Mike Lecoq earlier in his career, and he was saying, well, this horse is top class. So by his standards, he's been disappointing, and I'm going to go with him again, but obviously respect number 8.
Okay, before we move on to race 10, there is an update, if I can just give you that. And I'm just going to stop sharing this betting quickly before we go to the update. The update is as of 28 minutes past 10 this morning, 1 millimeter of rain fell at Turffontein overnight. Just one.
Wow.
Bringing to a total 79.5 millimeters of rain in the last week. The penetrometer officially, as of 10:30 this morning, is 20. The track condition is good. So there we go.
Wow.
Not much has changed, Lyall, since this. Just an extra millimeter of rain, which I don't think is going to be too much of a problem.
But the good news, I think that drainage is working, Nico. The guys, they are very happy with the way it's draining, the new drainage system.
Absolutely, yes. Okay, right. Let's move on to the last race of the evening. Race 10 is run at 8 o'clock tonight. Just going to bring up the betting for the 10th and last. Here it is. The 10th and last race of the day is a merit-rated 84 handicap over 1,400 meters. 3 scratchings now. Number 4, Arrivedercio. 5, Electric Gold. And number 12, Trident King. So with 3 horses out, there are just 9 runners in that last race. Houston, number 8, is now ridden by Cabello Matsunyani, who gets the ride on number 8. And those are the changes in the last race of the day. Looks like a competitive event and quite a bit of betting flurry here as well, with the scratchings coming out too. You've got Houston priced up as the favorite, ran 3rd to Vesuvio last week, was beaten 1.5 lengths. Now that is the favorite, 18-10. And then you've got 7-2 Expeditioner, the stable companion, 5-1 Mkabisi, and then 8-1 and Better Bar those. Your thoughts on the 10th and last?
Well, I'm going with a Swiss stable, quite frankly. I'm going number 11, Kabesi, drawn 3, Randall Simons. Comment from Cornet, capable and consistent. And I like the fact that he's going over the 14. I think he'll be hitting the line hard with a nice low weight and a good draw. So 11 for me from Kentallen Bay. Now, he was very disappointing last time. That was not his run, says Cornet Spiff. And he said, this is a decent sort. And I'll quote Cornet Spiff, he says, could win. Quote. So number 9, what's the price?
Could win today. 8-1. 8-1 about it.
He says could win.
Could win.
So that's 8-1. So I'm going 11 from 9. And then horse like number 2, I don't think we need to leave Expeditioner. Diego de Gavea, Candice Dawson. I don't mind those form lines, particularly the last one. The talented Anne Fields Rocket. So certainly would mention that up to 1,400. And then, of course, the obvious 2 there, which would be, the obvious 1, Houston. So I'm going the Spice stable to beat the 2 and the 8.
Okay, so Spice, the key to the last race. He won a good race yesterday, did Cornet Spice with the shareholder. Great to see that horse back to form. He's certainly a much vaunted horse, had his fair share of problems along the way, but nice to see him winning again after such a long break. And good for the connections down in KwaZulu-Natal. So Lyall's going for Mkabisi and Kentallen Bay for the Spice stable to fight out the finish in the last of the day. Right. Let's, before we go, tell you about the Clocking the Gallop direct line that we spoke about earlier on today. Just going to bring it up in a moment, if you wouldn't mind. So we're doing this next weekend, which is the Betway Summer Cup. Now, I don't know whether you've had a chance yet to formulate an official opinion on the Summer Cup, but
no,
you haven't. What are you? Are you leaning towards anything, or are you just going to give it another week?
You know me, Nick, I'm such a form man that I want to sit with that book in my hand and go through all the weights and go through the draws and everything else. So, no opinion at this stage, but shortly. Okay,
so we'll ask you about that next week. And of course, if you want Lyall's opinion, I do. I'll also reserve. Well, there is a show currently on where I chatted to Mike Wanklin and Graham Hawkins, where I fully lay my cards on the table about some of the names I'm throwing out for potential winners. So I'd advise people to tune in and watch that particular program. I think it might be worth your while to do that. Right. I'm going to quickly bring up this info about anyone that's interested in our Clocking the Gallop direct line. Here it is. Hopefully it works this time. There it is. Again, it'll cost you 250 Rand. It starts a week today on the 25th. You've got until midday. So you've got exactly a week. We're covering 4 meetings next weekend, the 2 meetings on Friday, the day racing at Fairview, the evening racing at Greyville on the turf track, and then the big Betway Summer Cup meeting at Turffontein and the Kenilworth meeting on Sunday. Our banking details are on the screen for you to jot down. It's a current account, FNB 6290552831. And please use your name and mobile number as your reference if you're coming on board. You'll then email us your proof of payment or WhatsApp it through to us on 079 390 5747. And then you'll receive our betting sheets, or our tipping sheets rather, for those 4 meetings, either via email or via WhatsApp. We're looking forward as a team to bringing that to you. We're really looking forward to studying hard. I see that the Fairview card is already out for next Friday. So I think Nino Podesta will be putting in the extra hours. That's a week he's got to look at that card. The Summer Cup card, I think, will be out on Tuesday next week.
Yes.
We'll be looking at that closely. And then we've got the Greyville card as well to focus on as Kenilworth takes place on Sunday. So that's where we'll leave it today. Lyall Cooper, thanks for your time this morning. Great to see you again in good order. And we'll catch up with you at Turffontein for our twilight racing.
See you at the Big T. Excited to be doing a twilight race meeting again.
Thanks very much. Lyall Cooper here on Clocking the Gala.